Welcome to day 77 on the PCT. It is a beautiful morning. You can see the lake behind me. The sun's just about to rise over it. It's about 59, 60 degrees right now. Today's not too bad of a hike. I got 4,000 feet of elevation. That's a little over 17 and a half miles. I plan on getting to Stevens Pass by around 4 or 5 o'clock at the latest. Can't wait to take a shower and eat a nice burger or something like that. And maybe if there's a hotel available there, stay in a hotel tonight. We'll see. Starting the morning off with a little incline, maybe 800 feet. Ooh, that's beautiful. Check this out, guys. Look at that. That's beautiful. Views like that. That's something I'm gonna miss when I'm not on the trail anymore. Just came over the ridge, and the other side did not disappoint. Look at those views. Heading that direction. Stevens Pass is out there about 15 miles away. There's a couple more amazing lakes down there. I don't know if those are part of the Deception Lakes or if they're separate, but they're beautiful. Big old tall mountain, sun peeking over, giant boulders. See that mountain way over there? I could be mistaken, but I believe that's Mount Baker. I've never actually seen it in person, so I don't really know, but it looks like a volcano. Check out the little forest hamster, mountain hamster. I really got to figure out what those things are. Just got below this boulder field here, and those are some big boulders. But across the trail, now this is a big rock. Can barely get it all on frame here. Look at that. That's the size of a house. I mean, this thing is huge. Look, I'm reaching my trekking pole as far as I can up there, and it's not even halfway up. That is a big rock, and it fell all the way from up on that mountain. If I can get a good view of it here, all of these fell down from that mountain, from way up there. And those cliffs. Look at that. It's got some other rocks in front of it holding it up. Came down in front of it. Man, it's massive. Jeez. I made a mistake. I just realized it. Yesterday, I hit 700 miles. And I knew I was getting close, and I keep forgetting to look. As of right now, I'm at 721 miles of actual hiked trail. So yeah, That went by quick. Jeez, it seems like not too long ago I was just announcing 600 miles. Now 721. By the end of today, it'll be over 730, 735. Be hitting 800 in no time. 80 more miles to 800. Well, that's only 4 more days of hiking. I'll hit that next week. The 21st is when I plan to hit Canada. That is only 11 days away. It's getting really close. And in 12 days, I'll be home, sleeping in my nice comfy bed, driving my car, electricity, hot showers, toilets every day. I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. I can't wait. I've enjoyed my time out here, but I'm definitely ready to be back home. I miss everybody, and I miss the modern conveniences of everyday life. But what an adventure to end my summer with, right? I'm super glad I did it. Never regret it. That was a steep one. I just went up 1 mile, 1,000 feet of elevation, and I did it all without stopping. I did it in 24 minutes. That's really fast for me. It shows me how much I've improved in my endurance and my strength since I started. I'm in better shape than I was when I climbed Mount Rainier, so I'm impressed with myself. I just came around the corner and saw this lake from out of nowhere. It's so beautiful. See around the edges? See down into the lake. It's so clear and blue. Wow. Little guys just like to scream at you. Little mountain hamsters. I'm heading right there over that pass, or that ridge, sorry. And on the other side of that, there's one more small ridge, and then I'll be at Stevens Pass. It's not hot, but it's humid. It's only 68 right now. It's cloud cover, it got really humid. I'm hauling butt trying to get up this mountain really quick too. So I'm sweating. Plus I've already done a few 1,000 feet of elevation, and I'm on my last 1,000. The rest of this ridge, and then the next one will be about 4,000 feet total today. Over 17.7 miles. Not my hardest day. You probably can't see how steep this is from the video, but that's steep. I'm sweating. That is a steep incline. Just taking this excuse to catch my breath and tell you how steep it is. Okay, onward. Okay. Is that a cave up there? Is it another distraction? I can't tell. Looks like a legit cave. Huh. Wonder how far back he goes. More high voltage power lines. Hear them? I am within a few miles of Stevens Pass. Gotta go over this ridge in front of me, and then 2 miles on the other side is a shower, hot meal. Hopefully I have to get there before 6 o'clock, so that's when everything closes. I didn't expect to see ski lifts right here on the backside of the mountain. I bet you can ski right down the PCT in the wintertime. That's funny. Right up ahead, I see the top of the ski lift, which is not that far away from me, so I'm almost to the top of the mountain. I climbed from those power lines down there. I'm proud of myself. I've done good today. It's a lot of elevation. All right, to the top. I gotta get me a Coca-Cola and a candy bar before that store closes. That sounds so good right now. That is all that's pushing me on right now. Candy and sugar. It's 4:30, And I made it to the top. Came from way over there today. I only have 2 miles to go. You can see it at the bottom down there. There's a ski lift through the trees. That's where I need to go. So I think I'm gonna trail run like I did the other day, so I can get down there by 5:30. Plenty of time before the store closes. Catch you guys down there with a cold Coke in my hand. I made it to Stevens Pass. See the highway down there and the cars going down it. I'm almost to a spot to cross, and it's only 5:15. I just had to get there before 6. Plenty of time. I'm at Stevens Pass now. Got some food. I'm gonna chow down. And I gotta find a place to stay because they don't have any hotels here, but there's a hiker lodge nearby that I can probably stay at, so I might check that out. How good does that look? That's good. So I'm staying here tonight, a place called the Mountaineers Lodge. They welcome hikers off the PCT. They have food, showers, laundry, all sorts of stuff. So looks very warm and inviting. I think it's only $60 a night, which is pretty cheap. So this is where I'll stay. Welcome to day 78 on the PCT. And I'm not really hiking today. I'm actually still at Stevens Pass. Stayed at the Mountaineers Lodge last night. It was great. Amazing thing they have set up for hikers there. I'm staying there again tonight. But the reason I've got my backpack on right now, I'm actually making my way back to the highway to hitch a ride into a little town called Skykomish. I figured it'd be easier to get a ride if I looked the part of a backpacker rather than just some dude in a t-shirt on the side of the road. So got my trekking poles, got my backpack. I left a bunch of stuff back at the lodge, so it's pretty light, but I figured it'd also be easier to carry my food back in a backpack rather than in a bag. This will only be my 4th time hitching, so hopefully I can get a ride fairly quick. Skykomish is only a 13-minute drive from here. The alternative is Leavenworth, Washington, which is a lot bigger city with a full grocery store and everything, but it's about a 30 to 40 minute drive from here, so that's a lot longer, and it might be a little harder to get a ride that far. So I'm going to Skykomish, small place with a gas station and a deli, but from what I've read on the Far Out app, it's enough to resupply, and we'll see if that turns out to be a good idea or not. It's about 9:30. 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. on this beautiful morning. It would be a beautiful day for hiking, but because I didn't send myself any resupply boxes in Washington, this is the price I pay. I've got to hitch a ride into town and resupply there, so I'm taking a zero. I'm fine with that. It's my last zero before the big push to Stehekin. Be hiking over 100 miles, 111 miles or something like that, over 6 days. All right, so I'm in Skykomish. I got hitched down here and I resupplied, ate some lunch, and now I'm outside of the local deli here on the side of the highway, and they have this really cool sign for PCT hikers that helps you get a ride faster, they say, like half the time. I've been out here for about 5-10 minutes. I haven't got anyone to pull over yet, but I told them I'm gonna break the record. Less than an hour. There's not a ton of people on this highway, but like I said, Stevens Pass is only about 13 miles from here. It shouldn't be too hard to get a ride. This is a new experience. Hitching a ride is weird when you're not used to it. But there's been a lot of really cool people that pulled over and give me a ride. So I bet you in another 10-15 minutes I'll get somebody. I'll let you guys know. Mission accomplished. I got a hitch in about 20 minutes standing there. I told them I'd be less than an hour. I was right. I had a very nice couple pick me up. They're on their way back from the music festival. Really nice. I've got a full 6-day supply of food, a Coca-Cola, not a sponsor, but on the trail you gotta have a Coca-Cola. No offense to Pepsi fans out there, but I did drink a Pepsi last night, just what they had. Heading back up to Mountaineers Lodge, right up ahead here, and I might take a nap. I didn't sleep much last night. I could not unwind. But everything worked out great today. Get everything organized and I'll be all set tomorrow for an early departure and a 6-day hike to Stehekin. Eating spaghetti, meatballs, garlic bread, and salad for dinner. Oh, it's delicious. Good morning and welcome to day 79 on the PCT. I just left Stevens Pass from the Mountaineers Lodge. Had a really good breakfast this morning, bacon, eggs, coffee. Thank you so much to Nathan and Lydia at the Mountaineers Lodge for volunteering to do that and being such awesome hosts. If you are on the PCT, I highly recommend you check out the Mountaineers Lodge. They have everything you could need. I just started. It's about 8:30. Temperature is 58 degrees. I am officially on my way to Stehekin. That is, including the fire closure, I believe about 120 miles from here. I have to go at least 20 miles a day to be able to get there on time. Plan is to get there September 17th, and then wake up the next morning and take the ferry to Chelan City in Washington. I already bought my ferry ticket online, so that's all set and ready to go. So I have to be there. The ferry boards at 10:20 a.m. So I have to be to Stehekin the day before. There's a fire closure up ahead, 35 miles or so. I won't hit it till tomorrow. There's a detour around it, but the detour, I think it adds 11 miles or something to the trail, 17.5 mile total detour. But I've calculated that into my mileage and my time, my food, everything. So I am ready to go. I picked a camp spot that's about 22 miles away. To get there, we're looking at about 5,300 feet of elevation gain. This part of the mountains is one of the steepest through the PCT as far as elevation gain goes for daily elevation gain. About to put my headphones in, listen to a podcast, and see how that works for me. I've been left alone to my own thoughts since Jason left in Cascade Locks at the end of August. So, for the last few weeks, just been me out here talking to you, talking to myself. I mean, no, I'm not talking to myself. Sounds like some kind of a fighter jet flying around. You can't see it. It's not a regular airplane or jetliner. Huh. All right, so I know this is kind of gross. No one wants to look at scat, but that's some pretty big, I don't know what kind of animal made that. I'm gonna sound stupid saying this, but is that a bear? I don't know what bear droppings look like. I should probably know that. Whatever it is, it looks pretty fresh. Right in the middle of the trail. So, well, I don't know if you can see it, but there is light rain coming down. There, yeah, you can see it in the camera. Just now started. I put my pack on. I stopped here and had a snack for about a half an hour, rested my feet, just putting my pack back on, and boom, this started coming down. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's just a light mist, but hopefully it doesn't get heavier than this. I don't really want to hike another 10, 12 miles in the rain today, but I mean, this is Washington and it is the Cascades and it is almost the middle of September. So this is what happens. Got a frog here, decent sized one. See him hiding there? Yeah. Hey buddy, how you doing? Just for comparison, this will probably scare him, but just so you can see how big he is. There's my trekking pole right next to him. Well, it's 4 o'clock and I'm up here on Grizzly Peak and I've gone about 14 and a half miles. I've got 4 hours of sunlight left roughly and I've got about 8 miles to go. So I've got to try my best to make it 8 more miles. That would put me at 22 miles for the day. I just have to say the colors up here on this mountaintop are beautiful. I mean, you got these beautiful burgundy reds and greens and yellows. It's amazing. This reminds me of like Thanksgiving time, of fall, of autumn. It's funny, just saying that just gave me almost a homesick feeling, not gonna lie, because it reminds me of being home with family on Thanksgiving during the holidays. Makes me miss my family. So I gotta stop before I get emotional. I'm missing the kids, missing the family right now. So I'll be home soon. It'll be worth it. Starting to rain again, just a little bit. We'll see how long it actually lasts for. I don't think it'll be anything major, but feels kind of good. Definitely looks cool out there. Look at that. Those clouds. I like the rain. I don't necessarily like hiking in the rain, but I do like the rain. My dad used to throw us in the car when I was a kid and chase thunderstorms, rain, anything like that. We'd go out drive, and you know, from the time I was a kid, it's always been an exciting thing. If it rains or snows or storms at all, it just gives me memories of when I was younger and we used to chase them. So I get really excited whenever it rains. Hiking in the rain's not necessarily that fun. Initially it is, until you have to pitch your tent and then put your tent away and deal with wet stuff, wet clothes, you know, wet gear. Then it's not fun, but other than that, it's not bad. So it started raining a little bit harder and it's been raining for a little bit longer. So I got the rain jacket on, the pat cover on. It looks like it might do this for the rest of the day. Hopefully it stops right before I pitch my tent. I'd be cool with that. Just while I'm pitching my tent, and then it can start again. There's a deer up there in the bushes. There's probably more than one, but I only see one right now. See him? Or her? Can't tell if it has antlers. Let's see how close I can get. Try not to scare it. cute. Maybe it's not a baby. Thought I saw white spots on it. It's just a small deer. Oh, and there's another one way back there. See? Eating away. Oh, there he goes. Look at that. There's an actual marmot. See him? Right there. So I learned something about marmots yesterday. Another name for marmots are whistle pigs because they're known for whistling. And the little guys I've been calling mountain hamsters, they're called pikas. P-I-K-A. Pika or pika. There's one right there. See him? The little guy. That is a pika. I might just keep calling them mountain hamsters because I kind of like that name better than Pika. Is that where they got Pikachu from? Anyways, lots of wildlife out today. But I'm going to keep going. There's a lake up ahead, and my feet are soaking wet. My shorts are soaking wet. And I might stop there. I don't know. That would put me like 19 miles for today. But I'm getting kind of cold. So I skipped by the lake. Actually, I went down there and there was some people camping there already. It was only one tent, but there weren't any other good tent sites. And they seemed like they kind of wanted some privacy, so I just decided to move on. It's now down to 51 degrees, still just sprinkling a little bit, but my feet are soaked all the way through. I'm sloshing around in these things. I'm not freezing cold, but you know, it's chilly. The only problem is I'm going up to the top of a mountain right now. The only next marked campsite was 4.1 miles from that lake. Right now I'm just kind of hiking along, and anywhere I find a camp spot along this 4-mile stretch, I'm gonna pull over and pitch my tent. Okay, I found a spot to camp. It's not technically campsite, but it's just grass here. So I don't feel too bad about that. It's not gonna cause a lot of damage. It's 7:30. I've gone about 21 and a half miles, and it's starting to get dark, especially with all this fog. My feet are freezing. My toes are numb because my feet are soaked. And temperatures dropped down to about 47 degrees. So I decided I'm gonna camp here while it's still light enough to pitch my tent. I want to get warm and I want to eat something. Warm food does sound good since I'm cold, so I might make some top ramen. Right now I'm just going to focus on setting up my tent, and then I'll catch you guys when I'm inside. Good morning, everybody. It's about 7:45. It's slightly rained all night long. It's in the upper 40s right now. Still cold and wet, and I'm trying to motivate myself to get out, put my wet socks and shoes back on, and wet hiking clothes, and get back out on the trail. Got to do another 20 miles today, at least. Today I'm gonna hit a fire detour in about 10 miles. Sorry. And once I get to the detour, I'll take it another 10 miles to Sauk River, camp there, and then I'll have another 7.5 miles to hit the PCT again the next day, and then I'll be past that fire detour. That's where I'm at this morning. Just trying to motivate myself. You can hear the water hitting the tent still. It's gonna be wet and cold again. That's the PCT in Washington. Good morning, and welcome to day 80 on the PCT. That's right, 80 days away from home, out on the trail. and it is a cold, wet, but very beautiful morning. It was hard to get out of that warm tent this morning because I knew it was wet out here, about 49 degrees right now. All the vegetation is soaking wet, so walking through it just gets my pants soaking wet. You can see they're wet. My shoes and socks are soaked, but the more I walk, the warmer I'm getting. I'm not dying of hypothermia or anything. I do hope it clears up today. I was aware that Monday through Wednesday could be rainy, thanks to my friend Neil, who gave me a heads up. I keep seeing small glimpses of blue sky through the clouds, so I'm hoping it'll burn off by afternoon, and then I can dry out my tent and my quilt a little bit, some of my clothing. Anyways, my hand's cold. I'm gonna put my camera away and put my hand back inside my sleeve and warm it back up. I'll catch you guys later. Come here, little buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just want to take your picture. There it is. See? It's a big bird. I don't know if it's I don't know what they call those. A grouse, or is it something else? Let me know in the comments if you know what bird that is. He doesn't want to go in the bushes though. I don't blame him. It's wet and cold. Way off in the distance, it looks a little hazy over there. That is what I'm guessing is the Airplane Lakes fire. That's smoke, because the sky all around is pretty clear, just right there. I'm getting pretty close to the detour for the lake fire, so not far. A few more miles until the detour, so that's got to be where the fire is at. I'm here at this beautiful little lake. Look at that. It's beautiful, clean lake. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Sally Ann Lake. Anyways, as you can see behind me, I got my tent all laid out. I got my socks laid out down here, my pants. I'm trying to dry everything out. I got my Crocs on, letting everything dry in the sun, and hopefully get it mostly dried out. But in the meantime, I'm going to eat lunch and probably stop here for 45 minutes to an hour. I really do not like sleeping in a wet tent, especially if it's wet again tonight. It just gets worse. And so, yeah, it's always worth it to stop and dry your stuff out if you have time. I don't necessarily have time for it, but it's a real morale booster. I mean, if I have to hike a little bit later tonight to hit my 20 miles, then I'll do it. I think this is worth it. So a dry tent, dry socks, dry shoes, it's just less misery to deal with in the morning. I've gone about 8.5 miles, a little slower than normal. I'm just about to the detour in another 1.5 miles. And then I don't know what to expect, really. Someone said there was a really steep up part, then a really steep down part, but there's no elevation numbers, so I don't know exactly what that means. It's super subjective. So it might not be bad, it might be really bad. I don't know. We'll find out when I get there. I definitely want to get a full stomach first and then go do it with dry clothes. Dry socks and shoes would be great instead of feeling my feet sloshing around all day. All right, so I'm officially on the detour around Airplane Lakes Fire. Not that far, maybe half mile into it. So far, the trail quality is pretty good. It's not exactly like the PCT in areas. It's a little narrow. As long as it doesn't get worse than this, no problem. There was a few people behind me. They were really close to me, and now I've looked back a few times and I haven't seen them. It was actually a sign that said fire closure and then like a pink ribbon across the trail blocking it off. I've heard stories of hikers going through the fire closures. Hopefully they're not doing that for their own safety and for the safety of any rescue workers that would have to go in after them if something happened. To me, it's not worth it. As far as I know, it's a $10,000 fine if you get caught. Not to mention, like I said, you're putting yourself in danger and you're putting rescue workers in danger too if they have to come get you. So respect the fire closures. Again, I'm not saying the people behind me went through it, but maybe they just stopped for a break or something. But I do know for a fact, I've heard people say they know people that went through it recently. It's not worth the risk. This isn't that big of a detour anyways. It's only like an extra 11 or 13 miles. I don't know if that's Glacier Peak or if that is Mount Baker. All right, in the comments, they weren't joking about this alternate being steep. Oh man, look at this. See, you can tell how steep it is just from the camera even. From what I can understand, going up over the top of this mountain, this ridge, and on the other side there's a steep downhill part, just as steep as this uphill, and it goes to Blue Lake. Hopefully this is the end of the steep stuff for today, because this is slowing me down big time. I've done some steep stuff on the PCT so far, but this takes the cake. This is the steepest by far. Now I'm straight up scrambling over parts of the trail here. This is a tough detour. Hopefully this is the hardest part, and then it's easy after this. Easier, or back to like the normal difficulty of the PCT. Whew. If I had to climb this for 900 miles, I might need an extra month. Okay. This is crazy. This is the path. I'm going straight up here. This is steep. This is really steep, and the trail just... I thought it was going to go over the rocks over there, but it's not. It took a sharp turn, and it's going straight up. Straight up to that. Some of the steepest stuff I've ever climbed up. At the top, it's the other side of the ridge down there. There's Blue Lake. I can see why they call it that, and it's very blue. That was a marmot, or a whistle pig, as they are also known. Sounds like a scream. But yeah, this is what I just came up on this side. All the way down there. See the trail there. But check out this view. That's beautiful. And where I'm at right now at the top, there's this campsite up here, which I'm not using obviously, but sounds like a little kid screaming. Yeah, I got to go down to Blue Lake, fill up with water there. The trail to get down to Blue Lake looks pretty steep too. I've got to go across that, and then you can see it right there. That's the trail. Goes down there all the way down to the lake. I'm down at Blue Lake finally, and even from here it is very blue, very clear. You see that? You see all the rocks and trees down there. It's beautiful here. If I didn't have so much farther to go, I wish I had time to camp here, you know? It's 5:23. Now I've gone 12.2 miles. I don't know how I'm gonna hit 20. Might not hit 20 today. Might have to wake up super early in the morning and then put in like 25 tomorrow or something like that. I have ferry tickets for the 18th, 10:40 in the morning. I have to be there. I have to. So I didn't realize the terrain on this detour was going to be so difficult. I'm going way slower than I planned, so it's all right. I'll figure it out. I'll make it happen. I always do. It is so beautiful up here. Look at that. And the crazy part is I just came from right up there. That little, you can see the trail. Right there. And now I'm all the way over here. Now I'm going up this mountain. Here. On the other side. This trail's not as steep as it was going up that other ridge, but it's steep. Anyways, onward. The sun is setting. No time to waste. Look at all those glaciers on those mountains over there. And then over to the right, there's this really big peak. Look at that. That's beautiful. Couldn't really see it that well till the sun slipped behind the clouds there, but they are a long ways away, but they seem pretty close. Starting to get chillier now too. That sun's going down. All right, found a spot to pitch my tent for the night. It's starting to get cold. It's 49 degrees and 7:30, it's getting dark. I've gone over 15 miles. And I decided I'm just gonna go to bed early, wake up at like 6 o'clock so I can get on the trail no later than 7. Then tomorrow might be my first 25-mile day, y'all. Been wanting to do one anyway, so I have to get back up to that 20-mile day average to get to my destination on time. So I'm gonna get my bedding all set up and eat some dinner and hit the sack before it gets dark. That's my goal. Catch you guys in the morning.